Hey guys, it's Crystal. It's been a while since I last uploaded a video on here. I remember my last one. I said the world was crazy, still is. And since then, a lot has happened to me personally, with me, my family. And I just wanted to talk about what's been going on, why I haven't been posting. Just felt weird going back into videos and talking about tech without talking about this first. So yeah, this video is gonna hopefully help me, but also help anybody else who's going through a similar thing. But yeah, basically I lost my grandmother to the virus. This feels weird. I just haven't said that. Yeah, this is not coming from an angry place, or this is more from somebody who's hurting and sad. And I know there's a lot of good out there, but there's also a lot of people that still don't believe that this is a real thing. It's been a very real and difficult thing. It was something that from one week to the other just escalated, and it just happened, and she was just gone to something that was out of our control. Even with all the safety and precautions and everything, it just happened. My grandmother was from New York City, where I know a lot of it's happening, where it's the center of it all right now. And in some ways, we were lucky through the process of it. But then I don't even want to say that because, look where we are now. I know there's a lot of confusion about who gets affected by this virus. You hear things, people who are completely healthy and fall ill, people who have underlying health issues who are more vulnerable to falling ill. My grandmother is one of those that was overall healthy. If anything, very minor issues with high blood pressure, but that was it. That with her age, I guess, was enough. That's the thing, you just don't know if you are gonna get through it or not. I also hear a lot of stories of people so young and just one day to the other. I was a little scared to talk about this in a video because I still feel a lot of anger towards everything going on. But I just hope that the world gets to a point where people are a little more compassionate and careful with their actions, because we're at this point of it being so widespread because people have been careless with it. When I see just certain people acting not only insensitive, but just reckless with the whole situation in public, there's other ways to go about it. There's ways that you can help the situation before acting on anger. And I'm saying this to myself too, because losing someone to it, I don't want to feel anger, but it's impossible not to. But I stay calm because my grandmother was one of the calmest, nicest, literally anyone that knew her knew the type of person that she was. She was transparent in a way that there was no other side to her. She barely was even angry in her whole life, even in the toughest situations. She's been through a lot, but she was still this loving and caring person. I've never, ever met anybody like that. So it sucks when people like that are just ripped away. I know life happens, but the way that it happened really sucks. It was just so sudden, and that's what sucks. And I know I'm not the only one going through it. A lot of people are sadly going through this right now. everything being so sudden was obviously difficult. Like, that'll always be difficult. But with the way that the world is right now, made it even more difficult. Not being able to physically be there with her during all of this was definitely the hardest thing, because when you picture going through a life situation of losing somebody at the hospital, you would think that you could at least be there with them. But nobody in my family, not my mom, sister, me, my father, nobody was able to be there with her. Like, nobody by her side other than the doctors in the hospital. Trying to talk to doctors was through FaceTime. You called when you got a chance, when you got in. Like, that whole situation is just so messed up. Like, that's the way it has to be with everything.
I think one of the hardest things is obviously that the fact that you can't be there first for the person that you love who's suffering through this. You can't be there with them and help them or hold their hand or be there in their last moment, or even after the fact, you can't be there. She was there for everyone in our family, and it in a way feels like we couldn't be there for her, even though we tried everything, obviously. But I'm never going to not feel that I can't, like, even remember the last hug, because I wasn't thinking that was the last moment I was going to see her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not being there for that last moment or last month because we were scared of this for her. And then this is where we end up still. It's very, like, it feels not real. It feels like a nightmare. And it is one, honestly. Anyone who's going through this, went through this, knows how hard it is. And I feel for all those people, because we are those people.
I know every situation is different, but like, searching everywhere for one little ounce of hope. And then when you get that hope, like, even knowing that maybe this can help, it's not guaranteed. Because like, you especially, you had to like literally beg. You got on your knees to a doctor and begged for something that, you know, was a maybe. And like, then they told us like no, and there was one trial that we were going to get accepted to, and then they said no last minute, and we were literally begging on the phone.
I have to say, that's something that I understand, the process of a drug trial. I understand that they can't just give everyone the drug, okay. But in this case, when it's life or death and the person, they're saying, we have nothing for you, it is so frustrating. There was a moment where they were switching her from floor to floor, and we could not get an update within 3 hours. We called every 5 minutes, on a wait list, on a wait list, on a wait list. That kills, because we were told she's not that stable, and then you can't get in touch for that long, and you can't just show up at the hospital and walk in. It is
sucks.
A situation that no one wants to go through, and that is all I'm saying. And I think the point of this is, first, my heart and soul goes out to anyone who's going through this or went through this.
Yeah.
And for the people that don't know what this is, you don't want to go through it. So don't add to the problem for the people that are suffering. Don't be selfish right now. Be compassionate. See how you can help. Don't count down the days and see the news to see when quarantine is going to be over. But see how you can help and not add to this issue. Because this isn't going to last forever. So let's stop feeling sorry for ourselves and try and help the people that need it right now.
I know this is really tough, and especially if you're going through anything similar, I really feel for you. Really, like, the only thing that's gonna get you by is your support system, the people around you. I really, I don't know what I would do without my family, my sister Gabby, who has been there for every single phone call that we got, and also in my low moments, and vice versa. My mom and dad. My mom, definitely the person who was affected by this the most because of her extreme, like, special connection to my grandmother, Mama. And my sister also had this very special relationship, very close, just this closeness to my grandmother that was, like, so beautiful. And it still is, like, it still lives on, but it's hard. But my mom, I just gotta say thank you for being the strongest that you can be right now. It's hard, but we're gonna get through it together. And my dad, when the phone calls that we were scared of the most, he was the first one there. He is like a son that my grandmother, another son to her, because he, like, everything in our lives just stopped. We just had to give it our all, and my dad truly gave every ounce of himself. So thank you to my dad for everything. Both of my parents, like I said, like, without each other, I don't know where we would be right now. So I repeat, like, if you're going through anything similar, please just hold your loved ones close. Talk to them. Talk to your friends. So thankful for the people that have been close to me in my life to help me get through this.